Welcome everyone. Joining us today is Raluca Haulica, founder and CEO of Alura, a women's footwear brand focusing on sustainable and comfortable professional wear. Just to start off, I know a lot of women have heard of the quote, "Beauty is pain." How do you think your brand plays to that quote?
So thank you for the invitation. First of all, I'm very happy to talk to you and to share our brand story. So beauty as pain is actually something that most very big or global brands have promoted along the years, and it's like this mentality of women having to endure pain in order for them to be beautiful. And I just didn't agree with this mindset. And we challenged a little bit the industry and wanting to offer both beauty and comfort without women having to suffer from it or to choose whether they are beauty or comfortable. Now they have an option to be both.
Wonderful. To get right into the questions, I wanted to address the fact that both as a woman and a young entrepreneur, it couldn't have been easy for you to start your brand. There was actually a statistic that I found by the Sherry Blair Foundation for Women detailing that 70% of the respondents to a survey said that gender stereotypes negatively affected their entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the statistic reflected in your own work?
Well, I think I did, but I kind of moved very fast through it. The thing is that when I started, I didn't know like the challenges I had were because I was a woman or because I was very young. I was only 24, or because I was both. So I think it's also this how do you say it, this thought that if you're young, you're unexperienced and you are not worth taking into serious consideration. So I think that was more of it. And also being a woman in this specific industry that is women's shoes. But perhaps many of you don't know that in this industry most of the brands are led by men, and it's kind of a men's word, but it's a men's word in a product that is made for women. And also this is an explanation for the pain, because the most famous shoe brand were made by men and they couldn't try them, right? So they wouldn't need to, or they needn't you know, all the fitting and walking in them. And I think this is a great benefit that my brand has, that we actually try everything. And the challenges were also in this area of challenging a mindset, and also being young and being a woman and having this preconception that I'm naive.
And what do you think a young entrepreneur can bring to a brand that sometimes a lot of people forget, like some benefits
of having someone young in your team?
Exactly.
First of all, it's a great benefit when you don't know the industry and you're not a professional, because when you're an outsider, actually you can bring more value because you don't have those preconception of everything and how everything runs, and you challenge the system and the processes because you're new to it and you want to reform it. So I think this is one of the main things, like thinking outside the system and outside the box, and outside the historically processes that anyone has in their industry.
Yes, and we can definitely see that with your brand, with your trying to make women's professional wear more comfortable. And then I was reading this article by a woman talking about your interests and how shoes as a fashion item weren't really part of that interest. So playing back on the challenges, how would you continue working for your brand when it wasn't exactly what you liked?
So I was never passionate about the fashion industry like most women and girls are, and it's perfectly fine and I encourage that, but I've never had that. And I just wanted to solve this issue that I had while I was in corporate environment. And I didn't want to feel pain anymore while also looking elegant. Now, it's like I always like to learn, and every journey is a learning opportunity, and now I educated myself on fashion, on trends, on history of fashion, on what goes with what. Now I discover the real fashion industry, but also the part of me that is the main thing I focus on is the product. And I see the shoes as a solution to a problem rather than a fashion item.
Thank you. I think that's a great way to approach a business, having a solution in mind. I'm sure you have a very busy life managing this business, and how is it trying to find time for your own passions? Again, in the interview I saw that you liked literature.
Oh, this is very hard. like Michelle Obama said, and she also has a very famous video preaching that you have to plan your joy. Like, if it's not in my agenda, then I won't do it, basically. So I try to plan more or less what I have to do, and also to keep in mind that, okay, I have to read, or I have to go to the tennis lesson that I love, or I have to go to the gym. And if I don't put that in my calendar, then I won't do it. So I take that as a task rather than as a pleasure. And also, it's like every athlete, if they want to go for performance, they must take that breaks before every tour or things like that. And I changed my perspective. Like, I need to read, or to go to tennis, or to go to vacation in order to be most productive in the office.
And how was it to be the solo founder at such a young age of such now a successful brand?
Well, it was definitely challenging, because I went through a growing up process very fast, and that came with challenges such as psychologically speaking, you need to have some days to digest everything and to look back. But I think it forced me to grow at a very fast pace, and that is very good for my career and experience and for the brand, but also has come with some challenges that I mentioned regarding the psychology part, the things going fast. Sometimes things are going too fast. But overall, I'm very happy that I succeeded in everything I did at 28. And I'm very grateful that I had this journey, but I won't say it wasn't hard, because it was.
With these challenges, did you have, for anyone who might go through the same thing, trying to start their own business, do you have any support systems, both emotional, financial, social, that you would recommend?
Well, I think the most important thing will be for all the young entrepreneurs to connect to other young entrepreneurs. This is a very valuable support group, because no matter how good your friend is, if they are in a different industry, or they are corporate, or they are lawyers, or they are doctors, they won't fully understand you, and you will live with the frustration that no one understands you. So it's very important to connect to other people that are at the same stage as you are, and I think you can find them easily by just scrolling on Instagram. Oh, this is a nice brand, it resembles not my product necessarily, but my idea of having a business. Let's write the founder, let's meet him or her and have a coffee, or go to an event or a conference. So staying connecting and having a small group of people who are doing this, who are going through the same stuff that you are, I think it's very, very important. More important than financial support and psychological support and so on, because I know your family and all your friends perhaps will encourage you, or some will say you are crazy, or so on. But when you feel like someone resonates with you fully is when they are doing the same thing as you are.
Thank you. There are women in the industry who believe that business will take away from their time for their family, for their passions. Do you ever find that to prove that you are proficient as an entrepreneur, you have to give these things up?
Well, being a young entrepreneur, and also if you want to have a business that grows very fast, like not in the hobby side, or it's a passion and I cultivate it whenever I have time, that's something else. Of course, you have to make a lot of sacrifices, and one of them is sacrificing your free time, at least in the first years of entrepreneurship. But also, if you want to be a, very good lawyer, or very good actor, or very good corporate manager, you also have to sacrifice some things. Like all the performers out there are sacrificing some things, or a lot of things, including their personal time, including their holidays, or their time for their hobbies, things like that. But the satisfaction that this job or this profession comes with are way above the sacrifices, and you mature and you learn how to take things slower as the years pass by. So it will get better.
You have a moment with your business where you realize that all these sacrifices were really worth it, and that just made you very proud?
Well, yes, especially when I talk to clients, and when the clients come to me and thank me. Wow, Raluca, we thank you. I thank you so much for creating this brand that I needed, and I'm very satisfied with it, and I have like 10 pairs of Alura in my dressing, and this kind of things. Yes, I like the main thing that makes me going is that community feedback is so good, and it's really important for us, and otherwise I wouldn't grow the brand if the people weren't satisfied with it.
And what are your next step with the brand? Where would you like to?
Well, yes. First of all, when I first thought about having my own brand, I thought about having an international brand. So we are now consolidating the base here in Romania to see, to establish all the processes, the product, the production, which is very important. And then, of course, we want to scale it internationally. We will be on one of the biggest fashion marketplaces out there soon. Also, we will have some partnership with some social media persons. I wouldn't say necessarily influencers, but this is also a word. So we are trying to be like on more places at the same time.
And then bringing it back kind of to the Female Empowerment Summit, how do you think you and your brand contribute to female empowerment?
Well, I think that my story, or our brand story, is very relatable to many women. Because I switched careers and I went from a corporate one to entrepreneurship, and I helped with advice anyone that asked for it, things that I wished I had when I started. So I think that by example and by offering our help and closing partnerships between us and having the heart open to help anyone, I think that's a great contribution to female empowerment.
Thank you. We are almost done. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to our listeners, to any young female entrepreneurs who are just starting their business?
Ask for help, because there are a lot of people who would like to help you if you know how to ask for it. And don't be afraid to enter a community, to find the right founders that can also become your friends, and to never stop, because there are a lot of very, very successful women entrepreneurs out there.
Thank you so much.